You just found out your husband cheated on you, and now your brain won't turn off, even in the middle of the night, right? You probably wake up to nightmares of the other woman in your head, and there goes any hope for a good night's sleep. Obsessive, ruminating thoughts are just one of the many struggles that usually occur after you discover your husband has been unfaithful. But I bet there are some things happening in your life right now that you never even realized were likely due to the infidelity trauma you experienced. So let's walk through some of those right now, and I'll share with you how to overcome them for good so you can quiet your mind and finally breathe again. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Sariah Bastian, and I specialize in helping married women overcome their husband's infidelity so they can create a thriving marriage built on mutual trust and respect. So, let's talk about the obsessive, ruminating thoughts first. This is a common one after infidelity. Wondering what he's doing when you're not around. Wondering what you should say when you're with him. Overthinking how you should act. Wondering what will make you feel safe again. Trying to figure out how to get him to choose you over her. The constant chatter in your mind becomes endless, doesn't it? But tell me if you've experienced any of these as well. The inability to make decisions like if you should stay in your marriage or leave. A lack of self-trust and intuition because you misjudged him before, so you're afraid to believe anything he does now. Constant brain fog and feeling stuck in your head. Headaches, sleepless nights, overanalyzing his every move. These are all signs of emotional trauma and how it takes a toll on your body. Did you know your brain reacts the same way to emotional trauma that it does from a long-term brain injury? This isn't something that just goes away with time. In fact, if you don't find a way to clear the emotional trauma from your body, those trauma cells will continue to replicate, which means years later, you'll find yourself even more easily triggered than when it first happened. If you're experiencing any of these things after finding out your husband was unfaithful, please know you're not alone. After the trust in a marriage has been broken, you no longer feel safe in your relationship, which triggers doubts, fears, anger, questions, and an overactive mind that's desperately trying to make sense of what happened. Your brain is just doing what it's supposed to be doing, trying to keep you safe. The problem is, your brain doesn't know the difference between a trauma that happened yesterday and something that happened a decade ago, which is why clearing the emotional trauma and hitting the reset button on your nervous system is so important. Otherwise, every little thing, like the way he looks at you or doesn't look at you, may send you on a downward spiral. The text message ping on his phone might send your brain into hyper-alert while you try to figure out who texted him and if it was a threat. You might think if you just had more control over his phone, his whereabouts, and his connections, you'd feel secure and safe. But no matter how much you play detective or think through all the possible ways you can feel safe again, nothing ever works. And it's because you're still operating from the stage where the emotional trauma occurred. In order to move beyond this, the first step is to clear the emotional trauma from your body and reset your nervous system so you're no longer in that heightened state of alert. Once you release the emotional trauma, you'll feel a new sense of peace and calmness within yourself, even without anything externally changing. This allows you to assess your marriage with clarity, confidence, and self-trust, which means you'll be able to decide with certainty if you want to stay and work on your marriage or not. If you'd like to learn more about how to eliminate the overthinking and truly heal after infidelity, I invite you to join my free masterclass where I show you the exact steps. Just click the link below to get started. And if you like this video, remember to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified of future trainings.